Shalom, Israel. I got to go through what they're saying about Aaron Rodgers. And I picked another athlete for you to see because there are people out there that are giving off warnings about what to put in your body. Now, because Aaron Rodgers said what he said, now they coming after him. And I'm going to show you the clip, and I want you to tell me, are they coming after him because of him choosing to not get vaccinated, or because he quoted something Martin Luther King said? That's what's bothering me. So let's go to this first clip. And these videos I have no rights to. They are for teaching purposes only. Let's go to this first one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Green Bay Packers.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
This is the quote that set the NFL ablaze yesterday.
Well, there is big news tonight in the NFL. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is benched after testing positive for COVID. And there are new questions about whether Rodgers violated the league's COVID protocols.
So you may be thinking, he said he's immunized. How could he violate COVID protocols?
You know, there's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
Which it is.
There's guys that have been vaccinated that contracted COVID.
The usual song and dance of folks who are vaccine hesitant, which at this point we know all too well.
Rodgers has conducted weekly and post-game news conferences in person and without wearing a mask, while Packers players who are unvaccinated participate in media sessions on Zoom. Under NFL protocols, unvaccinated players are subject to a $14,000 fine if they refuse to wear a mask or maintain social distancing. Repeat violations can lead to a 4-game suspension.
Guys, this is a massive story. A star player potentially lying about his vaccination status and putting others in harm's way. In short, the NFL's COVID protocols are there to protect everyone. Then again, so is the vaccine. Here's what we know. The reigning MVP had an alternate treatment prior to the start of training camp, sources told ESPN, and he then petitioned the NFL for that treatment to allow him to be considered the same as someone who received one of the approved vaccinations. This approach, per NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, was a homeopathic or holistic immunization treatment, which he thought might be able to get him vaccinated status. After a lengthy back and forth, the league, the players' union, and an infectious disease consultant approved by both parties heard Rodgers' case for an exemption and ruled that he would not get the same consideration and would be considered unvaccinated. Thus, since the start of the season, the NFL has considered Rodgers as unvaccinated. Many are looking for answers. Some brought up quotes from Rodgers' fiancée, actress Shailene Woodley. In 2014, Woodley told Flaunt magazine, quotes of which were printed via ABC News, "I make my own medicines. I don't get those from my doctors. I make my own cheese and forage wild foods and identify wild plants. It's an entire lifestyle. It's appealing to my soul."
So she lives off of nature, which is her choice. Now, why they forcing athletes when athletes have to keep their body in shape, because that's what they make their money with. Their bodies, baseball, basketball, football, bodybuilding, they make their money with their body. So they have to be careful what they put in it. So I'm not understanding why they would come after Rodgers because he chose not to. He still have to be careful how he eat and what he put in his body. So let's keep going.
I think everything about my lifestyle is fairly alternative. One outlet even called Woodley our dream holistic healer. All in all, we don't have the direct admission because Rodgers refuses to do so, but we can't follow what has been made public. Rodgers spent this past offseason traveling to Hawaii as an unvaccinated tourist with his fiancée. Both were seen without masks, in clear violation of the state's mask mandate.
Okay. Now we've heard that. Now I'm gonna show you something where there's little more than being unvaccinated while they coming after Rodgers. I'm gonna let you hear this one. Go here. Let's just check out the this next one. Not that one. Let me find it. There it is. That's it right here. This is it right here. And let's check this one out.
It was pretty easy, you know.
Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, a man you might have heard of, the current reigning, defending, undisputed MVP of the NFL, Green Bay Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Now listen to this interview.
Hey, Rod.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
I'm good. First things first, how are you doing? Is everything okay? Or how are the symptoms? Do we feel good? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. Big thanks to everybody that reached out, checked on me the last couple of days.
He just been tested positive.
Felt really good. You know, heard from so many teammates, former teammates, coaches, members of the organization, friends, both yourselves. Thank you guys for that.
Hey, no problem.
So definitely appreciate all the love and support.
Okay, good. Let's get right to it. All right. I feel like what we have been able to, I don't want to say build with you in your incredible, just how nice you are with your time with us every single Tuesday. People have learned a lot about you through this show, and I'm very thankful for that. Every Tuesday, I think a lot of thoughts were potentially changed about you. People that once thought something about you changed after hearing you speak. So whenever all this information...
See, now they want to, now all his fans and people that loved him all these years, now all of a sudden want to come against the man. But listen to what he say.
Came out, there was a lot of haters out there, obviously, that immediately started burying you, but there was a lot of people that listened to you on Tuesdays that say, hey, he's actually an incredibly deep person, an incredibly intelligent person, somebody that you would actually like. There has to be reasons for everything that we're hearing about right now. So I appreciate you so much for this incredible honor that we have to potentially allow you to have a platform and a floor to explain your side of this whole thing. And I can't wait to hear it. We're incredibly lucky for it. The floor is yours, Mr. Rodgers.
Very you.
Thank you, buddy.
Good water drink. It's going to be a while.
I realize I'm in the crosshairs of the woke mob right now. So before my final nail gets put in my cancel culture casket, I think I'd like to set the record straight on so many of the blatant lies that are out there about myself right now. And I appreciate the opportunity to tell my side of the story on here. First of all, I didn't lie in the initial press conference. During that time, it was a very, witch hunt that was going on across the league, where everybody in the media was so concerned about who was vaccinated and who wasn't, and what that meant, and who was being selfish, and who would talk about it, and what it meant if they said it's a personal decision. They shouldn't have to disclose their own medical information and whatnot. And at the time, my plan was to say that I've been immunized. It wasn't some sort of ruse or lie. It was the truth. And I'll get into the whole immunization in a second. But had there been a follow-up to my statement that I've been immunized, I would have responded with this. I would have said, look, I'm not some sort of anti-vax flat earther. I am somebody who's a critical thinker. You guys know me. I march to the beat of my own drum. I believe strongly in bodily autonomy and the ability to make choices for your body, not to have to acquiesce to some woke culture or crazed, group of individuals who say you have to do something. Health is not a one-size-fits-all for everybody. And for me, it involved a lot of study in the off season, much like the study I put into hosting Jeopardy or the weekly study I put into playing a game. I put a lot of time and energy and research.
And this is something that everybody should do. Don't just take the media's word for it. Check things out. Do research before you eat the bowl of grits. This is what the man is saying. Don't just do because they say do.
And met with a lot of different people in the medical field to get the most information about the vaccines before making a decision. And in actuality, it was pretty easy in the beginning to eliminate 2 of them. And it didn't involve going into the questionable history of some of their criminal activities and fraud cases or any of that stuff. It was simply the fact that I have an allergy to an ingredient that's in the mRNA vaccines. So
he said he has an allergy that's affected to the mRNA vaccine.
The CDC's own website, it says, should you have an allergy to any of the ingredients, you should not get one of the mRNA vaccines. So those 2 were out already. So my only option was Johnson & Johnson. At this time, in the early spring, I had heard of multiple people who had adverse events around getting the J&J. Nothing that was no deaths or anything, but just some really difficult times and physical abnormalities around the J&J shot. And then in mid-April, the J&J shot got pulled for clotting issues, if you remember that, right?
Okay, that's blood clots. A lot of people did come up with blood clot, but there are a lot of cases that they're not telling you as far as adverse reaction goes that happen to a lot of people. And it's in the thousands. A lot of people are not here because of what he's saying. And the media is not going to tell it. He won't really say too much of it either.
Right. So the J&J shot was not even an option at that point. So then my options became, okay, what can I do to protect myself and my teammates if there's not one of the big 3 options for me in my own body? And so I looked into and talked again to a lot of medical individuals and professionals and found that there was an immunization protocol that I could go to best protect myself and my teammates. And it was a long-term protocol that involved, multiple months. And I'm very, proud of the research that went into that. The individuals that I met with, and we felt like it was what was best for me. It was not, again, something that the league didn't know about. The league was fully aware of it upon my return to the Packers. And it was at that point that I petitioned them to accept my immunization status as under their vaccination protocol. Now, at the time, they had only had the big 3 was what they're going to do. And if you weren't in the vaccinated category, you were in a different category, which involved some draconian.
Viruses have been around for hundreds of years. I want to ask, did Dorset in that era have to go through this? They've had viruses back then. Did Roger Staubach during that era, Vince Lombardi during that era, did they have to go through what this guy have to go through of proving himself? Or the media and the league and everybody coming against him? Did Earl Campbell have to go through this? There was times where I seen Emmitt Smith was sick with a cold, and he had something with some kind of stomach virus. That dude still went out there and played for the Dallas Cowboys. Did Warren Moon have to go through this? Steve Young, any of them guys. None of them had to go through none of this until now. What is it about this particular situation that we're going through? I can't really say the name because there's extra video. I'm just not understanding, man.
Measures and protocols that you would have to adhere to, which in my opinion were not based on science. We're more based in a shame-based environment to try and get as many guys to get vaccinated as possible so that the league looks better to the rest of the world. That was the focus of these, protocols, which I'll get into when I finish this diatribe here about the petition. So I petitioned the league. Initially, they returned and said, no, you'll be in the unvaccinated category. And I also said, how come there's no exemptions for medical exemptions, religious exemptions, pre-existing conditions? And they basically said, look, those are all basically exempted, but you would be put in the non-vaccinated category. And I'll get into what that meant from a scheduling standpoint shortly, but there wasn't any way of getting around that in their mind. So
why did you have to go through this to put something in your body or to not put something in your own body? This just don't make no damn sense.
After they came back and said, no, you're unvaxxed, I said, okay, I'm going to appeal this. And so we went through the process, which was a multi-week process, where I asked them for time to gather information. I gathered over 500 pages of research on the efficacy of immunizations, all the latest research surrounding my case, everything from mask wearing to the efficacy of the vaccines and the duration of the antibodies, just all the latest research, right, that I was getting from my medical team. And in that process, we had many conversations. I enjoyed the conversation with the league. It was good sharing. But one in particular stood out when I knew I was not going to win this. I had a meeting, and they said, one of the main docs said, it's impossible for a vaccinated person to get COVID or spread COVID. And at that point, I knew that, I was definitely not going to win the appeal. And it was very shortly thereafter that denied, which we know now that information is totally false that was given to me.
So the doctor lied to him.
My desire to immunize myself was what was best for my body. And that's why this is so important to me. My medical team advised me that the danger of an adverse event was greater than the risk of getting COVID and recovering. So I made a decision that was in the best interest of my body. Not telling somebody to not get vaccinated or to get vaccinated. I think you should invest in your body. If you're scared of COVID, or if you have comorbidities, then getting vaxxed is probably in your best option. But if you have immunocompromised system, or if you have pre-existing conditions, then make the decision that's in your best interest. And that's what I did. I made the decision that was in my best interest. And the other part too.
So why are so many people hating him and fans turning against him because he made his own decision in the best interest of his body?
Is that, and I've talked about this on the show before, but the next great chapter in my life, I believe, is being a father. And it's something that I care about a lot. And to my knowledge, there's been 0 long-term studies around sterility or fertility issues around the vaccines. So that was definitely something that I was worried about. And that went through my mind. Now, obviously, having an allergy to an ingredient, it took me off of being able to take the mRNA anyway. But that.
Now, he said fertility issues. That's the ability to reproduce, which is against scripture. The ability to reproduce or have children, which it should be in every man's mind. When you put something in your body and you don't even know what's in it, you don't know how it's going to affect you.
Even if I didn't have that, that would be something that would give me a little bit of pause, because we don't know what the long-term effects of these are. There's still clinical trials going on through 2023. So just like when people just say, oh, just get the jab, just get the jab. Well, first of all, everybody's body is different, number one. And second of all, there's a lot of things we don't know about this. So that's just one thing I really want to stress there. And again, the organization knew exactly what my status was. My teammates knew exactly what my status was. There was nothing that was hidden. During the time of preseason was during the time of the appeal. I thought actually at various times I was going to win the appeal. And I think that people have said I didn't wear a mask during the preseason. But I mean, some of the rules to me are not based in science at all. They're based purely in trying to out and shame people, like needing to wear a mask at a podium when every person in the room is vaccinated and wearing a mask.
Right.
Makes no sense to me.
Right.
If you get vaccinated to protect yourself from a virus that I don't have as an unvaccinated individual, then why are you worried about anything that I can give you? And let me hit on protocols
And
now,
you
because that's
vaccinated.
obviously been out there as well. I have followed every single protocol to a T, minus that one I just mentioned, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But my daily routine is the routine of an unvaccinated person, which is I have to, test early before, starting the season. Vaccinated people test once every 2 weeks, non-vaccinated once a day, which, again, that's not based in science at all. You can have vaccinated people who actually carry and spread the virus, not testing for 2 weeks, and non-vaccinated people are the safest people in the building because we're the ones who are testing every single day and wearing masks the entire time. But instead, we're being made to think that we're the dangerous ones. We're the super spreaders.
Exactly. They're making you think the unvaccinated are the ones that's in danger or just endangering others. This is what he's saying.
When in fact, we're the most in touch with our body every single day. But these protocols that we've had to go through a test every single day, 5 a.m. on noon games as well, which I don't understand why 5 a.m., but 5 a.m. in the morning on noon games. You test in the morning, and before you can go in the facility, you got to wait in your car for 30 to 40 minutes until they give you the okay to go in. Non-vaccinated or vaccinated people test and just go right in. So we had somebody test the other day. Vaccinated person tests, goes in, has breakfast, test positive. And then, oh shit, bummer, he just had breakfast.
He said vaccinated person went in and tested positive.
This was 5 people. Wait in my car, masked every day in the facility. So I mask up every single day in the facility. Physically distanced from everybody else. I have major travel restrictions, so I can't leave the hotel. Can't have dinner with teammates, even though I tested negative that morning to even get on the flight. The only people I see at the hotel are vaccinated people.
Good catch. Happy COVID hasn't caught your instincts.
Yeah. Only people I see at the hotel are vaccinated people. But I have to wear a mask the entire time. I can't see anybody. Can't see anybody after the game. I work out off to the side in the weight room in a mask. Again, there's many studies about the efficacy of masks for workouts or the higher levels of CO2 inhaled during workouts.
Are you understanding what the NFL is putting these athletes through over something you can't even see? Now, Ebola, you can see that. We saw Ebola because it showed on the outside with all the sores and stuff. But look at what the NFL has to go through for one game.
That's now affects performance and body function. Not allowed to use the sauna or the steam room. I have to wear a yellow wristband at all times, basically shouting to the world, I'm uncleaned and unvaxxed. And in this situation now, I'm 10 days off regardless of tests or symptoms. So I'm sitting here 2 days in. I had some symptoms Tuesday night, tested positive Wednesday morning. Didn't feel great yesterday. I'll get into what I've been doing, but I feel really good today. This is Friday.
It is.
But 10 days off regardless, where a vaccinated person just has to have 2 back-to-back negative tests.
Fair use.
When it comes to the science again for non-vaccinated, it came up last week because Alan Lazard was a close contact to Devontae Adams, and Alan is not vaxxed, and yeah, I obviously tried to cancel him for that, but they also didn't bring up the fact that he tested negative every single day. So just because he was close contact and not vax. This is what the league has done: is they've made it, hard for people, to have a decision because you're close contact. That means you're out for 5 days.
See, it's like you have no rights. It's like you have no rights to yourself at all as an athlete. And all athletes have to be careful what they eat and what they put in their bodies. These people get paid. They get paid for keeping their bodies as perfect as they possibly can. I'm gonna go on to the next one because this is pretty long. But there was a statement in there. He said he quoted on Martin Luther King, and that's what I think they're coming after him for. It's too long for me to keep going. Let me introduce you to a guy. Go here. I want to introduce you to this guy. He is. Let's see. There we go. This guy here. No. I think that's it right here.
Make your holiday
That's it
celebration
right
double
here.
special with tender king crab legs from Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
I'm going to introduce you to this guy. This guy is called the Incredible Hulk. This is the real Hulk. Okay? This guy been around for a while. His name is Kevin Washington. And he puts nothing foreign in his body. Nothing. He's not going to put anything in his body unless he know what it is. I don't care what kind of bowl of grits they trying to make society eat. This man says no. And look at this guy. And I'm going to play another one so you can hear what he says about his grandmother and what his grandmother told him. Okay? This guy is of course, I know you people thought the Hulk was green or a white guy. No. This is the Incredible Hulk. Right here. Fair use. Meet the Hulk.
Three.
That's the Hulk. And he refused to let them put anything in his body. Fair use. This guy came off the street. Now, hold on. Real picky about what he eats. I'm gonna let you see him talk. I wanted to introduce him at first, but I want you to I want you to hear what he said about what to eat and what his grandmother says. I'm gonna have to type it in. Type it in. Here we go. There we go. This is him being introduced as the Hulk. Add to the screen.
If you ever wondered, if you ever had a notion in your comic book reading ass mind, what would happen if ever, by chance, Superman met the Hulk? Well, goddamn it, stay tuned, motherfuckers. Peel your motherfucking eyeball. Devastation is about to take place. Superman and the Hulk on the same motherfucking roof. Getting shit done. You ain't gonna believe this shit. Woo! Come on, Hulk.
Now I'm showing this because a lot of times,
you heard
middle-aged older people.
Legends of Street. That's a walking legend right there.
You're gonna have to get
legendary.
back
They whisper about it
exercise.
They whisper about it. Have you heard? They pass well, have you heard of the motherfucking Hulk? Have you heard about this guy they call the Hulk? Well, he's here.
Instead of living off of fear and having them scare you to eat the bowl of grits, you're gonna have to get up and start doing something, man. You know, you over 55, 60 years old, you can't sit there no more because they're coming up with all kind of garbage and making laws to where if you don't take it, you won't get your Social Security. You know, they coming after the elderly, and then you getting closer and closer to the 60 years old laying around the house. You can't do it no more because it's going to be the way you can't even go to the grocery store to buy anything. You're going to have to survive off of what you have and what you know, especially old school. We're going to get into what he said about his grandmother. This is just a motivational teaching to those you're getting up there in your 50s. And you let your body go, you're going to have to get back in it. Or they got something for you if you don't.
You get to see what they've been whispering about in corners. Come on, Hulk! Woo! We're about to break bread and eat up in this motherfucker.
Now this is what he's known for.
4-5 for a warm up. 4-5 for a fucking warm up. Huh?
Whenever you ready.
Power! 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 Hulk smash! Hulk smash! Hulk smash! Hulk smash!
You think they gonna make this guy put something in his body he don't know what it is? See, these guys are not going to go for that fear and being scared of putting something in your body and you don't even know what the hell it is. Let's go to this next one. So now you get to hear him talk on this next one. Let's see. You get to hear him talk on this one. God dog it. There we go. Fair use. Now you're going to hear him talk now. And some of this I'm going to skip because it's too long. I wanted you to hear some of the things coming from this guy. See? Them the kind of stores you need to start going to, you know, you middle-aged and older cats. You know, putting that kind of stuff in your body. You have to worry about walking around with people that you don't know if they got something or not. Get yourself together.
Better use. If you can't improve, if Rich Piana didn't look the way how he looked, would you really listen to him? If Cali Muscle didn't look the way he looked, would you listen to him? If C.T. Fletcher didn't look and he wasn't the person that would you listen to him? We all lead by example. Everybody leads by example. And the people that don't lead by example, you know. You've seen the guys that look good. You go in the gym, they don't even want to speak to you. They act like you're not even there. They're too arrogant. They're smelling themselves. They're those same guys I used to watch in the gym do that. Those same guys that come stop me in my workout. Not stop. Hey, what's up, big man? Hey, how you doing, brother? I'm in the middle of a set. I've actually had people come talk to me while I had 600 pounds doing a Hulk smash. Or 600. Hey, man, can I take a picture with you? Yeah. And I'm like, and you know, most guys are like, fuck you. What the fuck is your rocket gonna die? No, man. No big deal. Once again, live my life. Leroy Walker. I made that guy famous. And the reason why I didn't pursue that, I don't have an issue with that guy but there were some things that were said that were very, very personal that should not have been said. And when you cross the line of my personal, then that's not cool. I don't have to get famous by talking about other people. I feel some type of way about a lot of people, but how can I focus and do my thing if I'm worried about him doing his thing? Everybody in this room needs to, when you leave from this shop, or if you come to the gym tomorrow, you train with us, have your mind focused on one thing. Hey man, I want to improve me. How? And why? How can I improve me and why can I improve? Every time you take one of these products, look at what you're putting in your body for one reason. It makes you.
What did he say? Look at what you are putting in your body.
Better. It makes you better. It makes you better. How? And why? How can I improve me and why can I improve? Every time you take one of these products, look at what you're putting in your body for one reason. It makes you better. It makes you better. It makes you better. It makes you better.
See, why can't you have that same mindset when it comes to a bowl of grits that they won't tell you what's in it? Why can't we have that same mindset? He's saying that about drinking the vitamins and drinks and supplements and stuff like that. We need to have the same mindset on other things as well.
If I trained all you guys one-on-one, if I train everybody here one-on-one.
Let me move up. I'm going to forward
mentally, we have a vibe. Emotionally, we have a vibe. And I sent you a shout out on my last Facebook Live because it wasn't about when I first met. As long as you live on this earth, you got him. But you also have something called choice. I chose. When I was homeless, they say you reap what you sow.
You have what you call choice. That's what he said.
So when I was homeless, you know how many people I seen that I could have took their money? I've always been big. I've never been small. Even when I was homeless, I looked ripped. Like I looked like I could have did a physique show. But I've always been a big person. My dad was a bodybuilder. Genetically, I was a monster. CT knew my dad. I've always been a monster. But the thing is, doing what I've done for a living, even when I was homeless, people thought I was, doing pull-ups off trees and stuff. People were like, man, what's wrong with you? You eat this nasty baloney crap they give you at the homeless shelter.
Did he say nasty baloney crap? See, even homeless, they feed you garbage. Let's go back.
Doing pull-ups off trees and stuff. People are like, man, what's wrong with you? You eat this nasty baloney crap they give you at the homeless shelter. My version of stealing was when I used to go to wishing wells.
You see how careful he is with what his body belongs is nothing but pork.
It was like, I gave blood, I gave plasma.
Let's go forward.
You name it. Anything I can do not to take from other people. But I had that choice. And I also want to be the best man I could be because my family are not. My grandmother died last
There it is.
June 30. From she had recovered from lupus, but she had colon cancer. My grandmother didn't take care of herself when she was young. She was poor. They didn't have jackets, so she had to have a head cold and she had to just get over it. It wasn't sick medicine. Just get over it. Went through tore her immune system to pieces.
Now, head cold is basically what we're going through now. Poor people knew how to get themselves well back then. They knew what to take. What happened to that? This is what I don't get it. Everybody's grandparents are dead and gone now. What happened to passing that knowledge on? I'm going to play it again. She had lupus. Play it again.
From she had recovered from lupus, but she had colon cancer. My grandmother didn't take care of herself when she was young. She was poor. They didn't have jackets, so she had to have a head.
They didn't have jackets, which is an easy way to catch a cold, or same as this virus that's going around. You know, when you're going outside, especially if you get out the shower, you don't dress right. You know, a lot of times we send kids to school in the wintertime and they take them jackets off. Next thing you know, they go to school and they don't caught something or pass something. But it's not deadly like they're saying. You know, I gotta be careful what I say. You have to know what to eat. Then you got to eat right. You know, let me keep playing this.
Head cold and she had to just get over it. It wasn't sick medicine. Just get over it. Went through an tore.
When he's saying just get over it, that means let it pass. Okay. Everybody can't let a virus pass. A lot of people have to take something to help the virus. Okay. Now, what's going on now with this 14-day quarantine, they're trying to let it pass, and you're not doing anything to help it. And that's why they're not waking up. And this is what he's saying about his grandmother. She tried to let it pass after she got over lupus. And it tore up her immune system. You need, sometimes your body needs a little help. But your natural immune system is what you need to fight off any virus.
Immune system to pieces. But my grandmother gave me more than anybody could ever give me. Anybody. She gave me God.
Let's go forward.
And she gave me some, man, I don't even want to get emotional about it, but she made me believe when people told me to stop doing this, you just want to show off, you just want to get big muscles. People told me to stop lifting weights, stop working out, go get a job, some food. I would go in your garbage can and eat. I would wait till Taco Bell threw their food out in the trash bags, old food. I literally would bust the bag open.
That's when they was homeless.
No pride. And I was telling him last night.
Listen to what he said about the homeless.
Leaving out of the restaurant, this lady walks up to us, and she's supposed to be homeless. Yeah. And I tell you the same thing I'm telling you, brother, the same thing I'm telling all you guys. If you ever see a person come up to you and ask you for money, standing on the side of the streets, food. I would go in your garbage can and eat. I would wait till Taco Bell threw their food out in the trash bags, old food. I literally would bust the bag open. No pride. And I was telling him last night, we had a situation happen last night. We're leaving out of the restaurant. This lady walks up to us, and she's supposed to be homeless. Yeah. And I tell you the same thing I'm telling you, brother, the same thing I'm telling all you guys. If you ever see a person come up to you and ask you for money, standing on the side of the streets, never give them money. They're not real homeless people. They're scam artists. Like, they're not really homeless. Let me tell you, real homeless people, I can show you where they are. Real homeless people have pride. It's like you. You know, like ask people,
Okay, let's let me go ahead and end this. That was just a motivation that I wanted to give you. So I hope you got something out of it. I hope you got something out of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I just wanted to talk about Aaron Rodgers and how they're coming after Aaron Rodgers, and things you need to do to really get yourself together, get your body together. Because if they forcing Aaron Rodgers and coming after him, imagine what they do to the little people. Because I'm hearing they talking about coming after truck drivers next. This thing here, and don't think it's going to be even worse viruses that they're going to come out with. It's coming. But you got to take care of yourself, people. Take care of yourself. Exercise, eat right. That's what I say. Exercise, eat right. If they come your way with that mandate, just fight it, because you have the right over your body and what you put in it. Your body, your choice. I'm going to say shalom to you.